Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to round 5 action in NPL Victoria. It's cold, it's windy, but it's not wet, most importantly here at Churchill Reserve. The two promoted teams into NPL Victoria for season 2020 going face to face. It is a grand final rematch from NPL 2 last year as well. St Albans hosting Eastern Lions. A big game here at Churchill Reserve. My name is Adam Sarikoglu with you for today's coverage. We'll have a look at some starting lineups and one change to the starting 11 for St Albans. And coming in is Stefan number 10, Oliver Bassett, leading goal scorer for St Albans so far this season. Joseph Monek in the number 11 shirt. Number 12, David Sims. 13, Josip Konjic. Stefan Bericevic in number 14, the new man in the side today. Anthony Desic in number 17. And two changes for the still winless Eastern Lions. Keegan Coulter in goal today, replacing Iniridu Capio in goal, who started last week, and Daniel McClellan is Nathan Sim, 18, Jack Musgrave, Daniel A in the 19 shirts, Peter Deng wearing 21 today, Daniel McLennan in 24, and Dennis Deluri in 25. Our referee for this afternoon's game is Alex Lieber. We'll see the hosts in blue attacking right of screen as you are watching us on the NPL Victoria Facebook and YouTube channels. Big game, particularly for the men in red. It's been a great start to the year for St Albans as Alex Lieber does get set to kick this one off, and we are underway. One of 4 games in NPL Victoria. This is the first to kick off today. One of 4 games to be played on this 14th of March. An early throw going St Albans' way to be taken by David Sims. including the grand final, which was won by St Albans with a 4-2 scoreline. That was after going down 2-0. In a dramatic game at Jack Edwards Reserve, and of course there was a game here last season as well at Churchill Reserve, where St Albans had to come back again from a 2-0 deficit to win at 3-2. That was back on August 18. Bouncing ball for Sim to deal with. Had Hoda for company. It was the latter who won the throw. So St Albans have enjoyed the better of the first 5 minutes here at Churchill Reserve. First of 4 games kicking off today in NPL Victoria. The cross easily dealt with in the end. Deng tried to pick out 8. Kandari's done well to win back for St Albans. Now Chris Quinnen in his first action of the day in goal for St Albans. Monek. Musgrave happy to go to Coulter. Ball's at halfway. The 2 number 7s go head to head. Ziggy Rizuki was put into defence. 2 number 7s are, of course, also the 2 captains, with Michael Grigich still out of action for St Albans. He scored a brace in both of those games I mentioned earlier last season against Eastern Lions. So now Polyak. We know how dangerous he can be, the number 8. Has scored 1 goal this season after moving across from Dandenong City last year. That ball's bounced over the fence and into the residence of one of the locals here. So a new ball in play now. St Albans enjoying line share of possession early on. Smonek over the top of it. Eventually it does come unstuck though. No attack using the left wing once more here, St Albans. Musgrave was able to kill off the attack in the end. So the breeze almost now blowing towards us from the far side of the field to this broadcast side. It's going to push a lot of these long balls toward this side of the pitch, which is where this ball will go. Ziggy Rizuki had a lot of work to do trying to keep that one alive. Only 2 goals this season for Eastern Lions. Both were against South Melbourne in round 2. Ziggy Rizuki was one of those scorers. Ryan Losty, the other scorer. Losses of 3-0, 3-0 and 1-0 in the other 3 fixtures for Eastern Lions so far this season in the top flight. Musgrave. Monek didn't read the bounce quite as clearly. Now Losty with the shot, sets wide. Didn't force a save in the end, it wasn't on target. But the most promising piece of play so far today for Eastern Lions. Ryan Losty couldn't get the ball on target. Sun peeking out, it is 17 degrees here at St Albans, but with this breeze, it does feel slightly colder than that. A lot of the fans that are here, well covered up today. Wilkes with his ball forward. Deng will get the throw here. Sims blocking his ball forward. Kandari did well. Dzic, Bassett, and now Monek. Poliak gets involved as well. It's now Dzic with the left foot cross. Does not manage to get past Jack Musgrave though. Wind aside, it is a beautiful day for football here at Churchill Reserve. Dzic. Bassett does maintain possession. Managed to get away from A eventually. Hoda was second behind Musgrave that time. It goes out for a goal kick. 10 minutes have ticked by. We are still scoreless here at Churchill Reserve. Deng. Unable to place that ball anywhere near Ziggy Rizuki. Chris Quinnen wants to pick out his captain, Kandari. Played it forward, but no one to keep the chain going that time for St Albans. This time Kandari tried to pick out Baricevic. Didn't quite work out that way. Now Deluri. Haven't called his name too much just yet today. So the ball spending a lot of time in this forward half for St Albans so far. Here's Deng. Can Ziggy Rizuki keep this one alive? Wilkes gets there before him though. That ball's going to land on one of the practice pitches behind us. We've already lost a few balls so far today here at Churchill Reserve. Ziggy Rizuki has to wait for a replacement, which is on the other side of the field. Rizuki's ball doesn't quite penetrate the area. Unable to control it in the air. It was Yanni Tolmanidis. So, as I mentioned, St Albans entering round 5 in 4th position on the NPL Victoria table. Wins in rounds 1 and 3 against Green Gully and Melbourne Knights respectively, to 2 local rivals. A 1-1 draw against Dandenong City in round 2, and coming off a 0-0 result against Bentley last week. If you look at their upcoming schedule, it is about to get significantly tougher for St Albans. They'll be hoping if they can take care of business here today, it sets up their season nicely. First free kick of the game here, won by Eastern Lions. Aaron Fabrice was the man that went down. A chance to set something up here from the dead ball for Eastern Lions. It's going to be Daniel A. or Ziggy Rizuki looking to send this ball in. 4 men lined up at the top of the area here. 5 men in fact now for Eastern Lions. A is the man that sends this ball in. Just a little too hot in the end. It was cleared away. Bassett tried to set up a counter. Deng got in his way. Keegan Coulter. This is Deluri. Rizuki now. Central ball for Tormanidis. Now Musgrave. St Albans had some numbers back and cleared away by Monek. Tomanides once more. It's with Musgrave. Does that ball find its way through to McClellan? It does. But he was in tight quarters. St Albans will get the throw. It's a battle between an undefeated team and a team without a result other than a loss so far this season. And the two teams promoted from NPL 2 last year. This will be an Eastern Lions throw. Five-day break for Eastern Lions after the 1-0 loss to Dandenong Thunder on Monday. Ziggy Rizuki will claim this throw here right in front of us. Sim for Deng. McLennan and Rizuki, his only two options, and we will see a corner here. Conceded by David Sims as Ziggy Rizuki was hot on his heels. A chance now at a corner for Eastern Lions. It's quickly taken. A gets tangled up, and now Kandari happy to win the ball back for St Albans and let it go out. And a wasted corner opportunity for Eastern Lions. Later in the broadcast, we will be able to have a look at what's coming up for both these sides. I mentioned the tough draw coming up for the men in blue, but for Eastern, it's about to get a whole lot more tougher as well, with teams in good form coming up in their schedule. Another attack here, Quinnen, outside the area. Was able to get it away from the danger area in the end. Now it's Poliak over the top of it for St Albans. Couldn't quite pick out Hoda. Rizuki, Kandari, the two number 7s, have kept close company all day so far. 17 and a half minutes into this first half. Sun's now hidden back behind the clouds here, overcast over Churchill Reserve as we speak. Wind not relenting. That's gone out of play. New vantage point for us here at Churchill Reserve. We're very close to the action today, in among a lot of the supporters as well. We will be picking up a lot of the natural ambience as this game plays out today. Deng right in front of us. McClellan did well, whipped it in, but too close to Quinnen. Now Poliak, the switching ball, finds David Sims in plenty of space. Kandari, now Bassett. This is Wilkes. Bassett's ball for Hoda. Couldn't connect with Sims in the end. So the first month of the NPL season is in the books now. 2 games last night. Heidelberg United getting a 1-0 away win at Dandenong City in Green Gully, getting the job done away to Oakley. We're about 40 minutes away from kickoff at Macklin Park. Altona Magic taking on South Melbourne. And then it's 7:30. ABD Stadium in Broadmeadows. It will be Hume City taking on Bentley Greens. That will be a highly anticipated clash. Then Avondale and Melbourne Knights, a game that's been moved to City Vista Recreation Reserve after Avenger Park deemed unfit for play. And that'll be an 8 p.m. game between Avondale and Melbourne Knights. The round finishes tomorrow, 5 p.m. kickoff for Dandenong Thunder and Port Melbourne. So St Albans now look to keep pushing. Big shove. And Alex Leiber said play on. Now the big shot. That's a great shot, but no goal for Polyak. Keegan Coulter did well to keep it over the crossbar and not under. We have got a corner. First St Albans corner of the day. We know what Anthony Polyak is capable of. A fine shot. But toward the near post, and then from outside the area, but a lot of traffic to get through for Monek. We are going to see a second corner, this time coming in from the right side. Alex Leiber coming in, and he's going to have a conversation, perhaps just a bit of a warning for Adam Hoda. The second corner, and the back side of the goal face was exposed, but Eastern Lions are going to come away with this now. McLennan takes it over halfway. Ollie Bassett for company, holds up now, waits for Daniel A to get back in space on the left, but he missed it on the bounce. Rizuki there for support. Now Deluri. His touch a little too heavy, allowing enough time for Quinnen to come across and keep this game at 0-0. After 22 and a half minutes at Churchill Reserve. As Rizuki sees that ball go well over his head, another ball that's carried by the wind. It will be his team's throw anyhow. This wind is going to keep play mostly toward this side of the pitch for much of the day, but we are going to see these sorts of incidents as well, where throws are taken hold and possession is given right back to the opposition. A. Dang it. We wanted to go back to Coulter, but got to Sim first. Sim again slips. Almost a very dangerous situation, but Bassett and Hoda couldn't figure it out. It remains an Eastern Lions ball. As this wind gets even stronger once more. St Albans ball. Konyit. Kandari. And now Hoda. Sim stayed with him, did well to win it back for Eastern Lions. His ball blocked by Sim, but A's there. This is Tormanides now. Daniel A. Cuts in, right foot ball, and almost an awkward ball to deal with in the end. Chris Quinnen, luckily to bounce, stayed true. It was an easy collect in the end, but with this win, those sorts of balls are going to be causing havoc for the two goalkeepers all day today. Fabrice with the throw. Conyers with the aerial ball. Was met at ground level by Musgrave, but he gives away the throw. Coulter at the near post after the ball was brought in by Hoda. Rucevic. Throw's going to go Deng's way here. Kandari unable to control it. McLennan again comes forward trying to claim the ball back for Eastern Lions, but ended up falling St Albans' way. Now the offside flag comes up for Anthony Polyak. So we've crossed the halfway mark off the first half here. It remains a nil game between St Albans and the Eastern Lions. This is Peter Deng. Wynn takes hold of that ball intended for Ziggy Rizuki. Deluri, McLennan, now Deluri once more from long range. Not a bad ball, but it is wide. Falls wide of the left post in the end. Well, after you'd give the first 10 minutes easily to St Albans, Eastern Lions have responded well here. They are giving Chris Quinnen something to think about in the St Albans goal. This is Sim. Musgrave. Presenting now McLennan. Losty. Musgrave. Monek gets back to kill off the attack, but it's going to remain an Eastern Lions ball. Aaron Fabrice to take this in front of the 5 St Albans subs. At least 4 of them, and I can count there. Ollie Bassett does well. Only St Albans player with multiple goals to his name for the season so far. A deflected ball ends up with Quinnen. This is Kandari. Deng pushing up and looking to win this ball back, and did so for a moment. Now it's flicked up in the air. Kandari in front of 8. Remains a blue ball here. Deliri now. Comes back to Musgrave. And that's an awkward ball back for Keegan Coulter as well. Forced to double back, does keep it in play and clears away in the end. It lands it with Polyak. Now Monek looking to make another run down the left side. Did very nicely defensively in the end though, did Jack Musgrave. That's out for a goal kick. So I mentioned this breeze seems to be shifting a little bit at kickoff. It did feel like it was blowing more toward the left of your screen as you are watching us. Now it's definitely a cross breeze. It's coming directly across from one sideline to the other. It's blowing directly into our faces here in the commentary area today. Here's a dangerous ball again. It's McLennan once more inside the area. Two defenders to deal with. Rizuki had a bit more space. Quinnen should collect and does. Hard to really penetrate into that breeze from that spot for Ziggy Rizuki. Eastern Lions throw. Half hour played at Churchill Reserve. St Albans Saints 0, Eastern Lions 0. Half hour away from the second game of today kicking off. That one's going to be at Altona. McLennan again. A lot of traffic coming his way so far today. That's a play back to Losty. Then a little touch by Fabrice. Timed to perfection. It's still alive here. Ziggy Rizuki tried to unleash with the bouncing ball. Didn't connect properly. And while they are trying to fire some shots away, Eastern Lions, they're not able to get these shots on target. So Quinnen clears toward this near side. The ball lands out of play right beside our commentary area. David Sims here with the throw. Hoda. Dang with the throw now. This wind taking hold of Rizuki's clearance, but it does fall eventually for McLennan, who can go for a dash. Has Daniel A. central, still with McLennan, into the box. Eventually coming to save it was Conyett. Polyak now. A lot of red shirts around him. It's been a tense couple of minutes here for St Albans in the back half, and still they have some work to do for the moment. It's Tomanides now. Works his way around Polyak. Centers the ball, Ziggy Rizuki. First touch, not quite controlling it. Losty from long range, it's a bit too high. Eastern Lions, all of a sudden the game being played on their terms. Kandari tried to give it back to Sims, but Ziggy Rizuki did well. A now. Rizuki knew he had the throw going his way. Eastern Lions captain for Deng. Sim. Musgrave. Oliver Bassett did very well in the end. St Albans win possession back. Here is Bassett. Losty dispossesses him, wins back for Eastern Lions. McLennan back to Losty, who is a danger man for these Eastern Lions. Ball doesn't find its way through to Daniel A. And Polyak can't keep it alive. Haven't seen too many whistles from Alex Lieber just yet today. There's a free kick here going Eastern Lions' way. It's been a fairly free-flowing, continuous affair here so far. We're going to see a chance here. Another dead ball opportunity for the Eastern Lions to get this ball into the penalty area. Rizuki, one of the men waiting at the back. Daniel A has been his partner in crime so far today. Shallow ball in. Ollie Bassett now looking to counter once more for St Albans. Rizuki had some work to do after his first ball was blocked by Hoda. Deluri. Now Musgrave. Not looking to blaze away with the long clearance. Decided to keep it short for Sim. McLennan again. He's had a lot of opportunity in this first half, but is surrounded by blue shirts. Did go down. Right in front of Alex Lieber, who said play on. Nothing to see here. It eventually goes out for a goal kick. Nice little game of football playing out here at Churchill Reserve. Eastern Lions still looking for their first points of the season. Already looking at a goal difference of -10 and the men in red. Well-controlled ball falls its way through to Polyak here. Had two men to deal with. The numbers went out. Hoda wins back for St Albans. Now it's Desic. Bassett. Gets it back to Oliver Bassett. Monek. St Albans couldn't keep the flow going. Monek had to see it go out. Keegan Coulter to claim the goal kick. Rizuki. Deliri now. Tries to set up McLennan. Falls its way through to Quinnen. Sims. The header by Sim. Sims to Sim. Bassett's got a lot of work to do if he wants to keep this ball in play. Won't do so. Fabrice is going to allow his teammate in Jack Musgrave to come and claim the throw. Bounce it through to McLennan. Maybe a chance now, Tormanides. McLennan, can he fire a shot? A lot of blue shirts in front. It does go straight to Quinnen. So for all the shots they've been able to fire away, that was one of the rare ones on target for Eastern Lions, but not much work for Chris Quinnen to do in the end. An easy save. The ball came straight at him. But, well, after St Albans did start this game so well in the first 10 minutes, based on the almost 40 minutes we've seen here, you're almost giving the honours to Eastern Lions for this first half performance so far. It's been an enterprising start to the game for the men without a point yet in this season. Ziggy Rizuki's going to claim the throw here. Deluri. Rizuki concedes some ground back to Deng. It's a very high ball. Quinnen's going to sit underneath it. Eventually it falls into his lap. Not a great ball by Deng. Poliak couldn't quite control it as it landed. Coulter. Doesn't quite reach halfway. Baricevic was there. Thought about a shot, maybe did Zezic. Kandari now on the left. Spent most of his day on the right side so far for St Albans. It's cleared away by Jack Musgrave. 4 minutes of regulation to come in this first half. And again, we have a lost ball. Oh, there is a pedestrian over there. They will kindly bring it back and play can resume. Kandari. Is there a handball there? Ziggy Rizuki, the culprits. Alex Lieber said no. There's home fans here thinking perhaps they were worthy of a penalty kick. What they have got is a corner. So ball comes in, a lot of red shirts in that area. In fact, every red shirt on the pitch in a very tight cluster. Another corner. It's Joey Monek with the in-swinging ball. It was more shallow than the first one. Daniel A was there to block. Now Deluri comes away with it for Eastern Lions. A. Bassett for company. Sims clears it high. It's inside the area and it can be collected by hand for Keegan Coulter. He's wearing Capiol's number 12, but definitely marked as the starting goalkeeper today. He's Keegan Coulter on the team sheets as it's a bouncing ball here. Deluri. Ball just eludes him, but still alive here for Losty. And that's not a bad shot either toward the front post by Fabrice. It did cause Quinnen to dive to his left. Ball still in play. Fabrice once more. Deliri comes to help out. Provided an option. That get out of jail free card that Fabrice was looking for. Bassett now. In front of the Eastern Lions bench where Jim Williams watching on. So just a little more than a minute to come in regulation. Wouldn't expect too much stoppage time attached to the end of his first half. If anything, we probably will just see the 1 minute. Eastern Lions ball here. Can they find a goal late in this first half? And they've been the more attacking of these two teams for much of this opening half. Did have a couple of corners to deal with moments ago that were There's two corners that were safely dealt with in the end. Quinnen retrieves the ball for St Albans. Just sensing a little lift in intensity for the men in blue as this first half does wind down. Can they open their account before they go into the sheds? It's Bassett here, top of the area. Maybe Poliak didn't have enough room to fire a shot away. Back with Bassett, 3 men in front of him. Couldn't get the shot away in the end. Monek now. Almost a moment of confusion between Musgrave and his goalkeeper, Keegan Coulter. And we are going to see a corner kick. So the 45 minutes are up here. This corner may be the final action we see in this first half. Oliver Bassett, probably the shortest man on the pitch for St Albans, will be the man to send this ball in. Looking to go into the sheds with the lead here. St Albans, Coulter, the only man to get a hands on that ball. The second corner won't be taken. It's half time at Churchill Reserve. A very good game of football here, but no goals in the first 45 minutes. St Albans and the Eastern Lions go into the sheds. It is 0-0 at half time. Welcome back to Churchill Reserve. Second half about to get underway in what is currently no goals. Suzuki quickly moving it forward. It's going to be Jack Musgrave with the throw here, throwing directly into a fairly stiff breeze here. His shot's blocked. Trying to keep it alive as he was on the deck. Eventually collected by Quinnen. So this is Desic. Monek now. Poliak making a run on the far left. It stays central for the moment. Bassett. And here's Poliak with the shot inside the front post. It's well kept out in the ends by Keegan Coulter. And we have a corner for the home team. Directly in his face in this second half. Eastern Lions campaign looking to finally earn some points here today, the men in red. Fabrice Daniel A now came to a stop. Tomanides was there to assist. Rizuki's ball. Wilkes there to meet it for St. Albans. Fabrice once more, and that's going to go safely over the crossbar for Chris Quinnen. Just a small talking to for Aaron Fabrice with Alex Lieber. St Albans thought that ball was going to go their way. Fabrice with the handball. Instead, it's an Eastern Lions free kick, and now McLennan. That's going to fall his way. Still a chance for McLennan. Eventually getting in the way of Josip Konjic. And we have a goal kick now. There seems to be a bit of confusion here at the moment. It is going to be a goal kick for St Albans. Play does finally restart now. Poliak had a lot of red shirts around him. Did win his side a free kick. Perhaps just for a jumper tug. Monek sent the ball in. Had a lot of work to do before it was going to get to Hoda. Well trapped by Losty. McLennan. Dispossessed. This is Bassett. A nice first touch to get away from Losty. It's almost given up though by the men in blue. Saints will retain possession eventually though. And a rushed ball out by Quinnen. Nowhere near his captain, Matthew Kandari. This breeze still remains strong, blowing across the pitch towards our broadcast side. Half chance for St Albans goes betting. Adam Hoda sent the cross in, but there was no one at the other end of it. Fabrice for McLennan. Bounce Wilkes' way though. Quinnen with the long clearance. Wins it, took it a fair way. Poliak now. The outside of the boot. It's a very dangerous bounce for Kulsa to deal with. Ziggy Rizuki there to help out. Now Rizuki's ball. Intended for A. Sims. Gets held up by Daniel A. Deng. Stays on top of the ball. Ziggy Rizuki now. McLennan. This is Ryan Losty. Gives it up a bit too easily in the end for Monek. He has only Bassett to his left. Here's Bassett now. Monek goes down, but the ball is with Bassett inside the area. Close to the line. Gives... Well, receives the corner given away by Ryan Losty. So we saw a few corners in the first half where the wind took hold of it, ended up falling out of bounds before it even arrived. That one almost did a similar thing, a shallow ball in by Bassett. St Albans Saints throw to be taken by Joey Monek. Looking for their third win of the season. First two coming against local rivals Green Gully and Melbourne Knights. It stays the St Albans Saints ball here. Konjic Ball slowly finds its way to David Sims. Kandari. Bassett. Desic. Ziggy Rasuki gets in the way. It stays with St. Albans for the moment here. Can Hoda make something happen? Bericevic for Monek. Bassett. Ball came in a little too heavily. It was tough to control. Tomanides now. Ends up back with Bassett. A chance here for St. Albans. Bericevic had his shot blocked. It was Desic, in fact. Maybe a chance here for Eastern Lions to counter. Deluri has it. Has Fabrice available on the right side, but he goes to the left and Daniel 8. Wilkes got a better angle on it though and wins it back for St. Albans. Where's the breakthrough going to come from here at Churchill Reserve? Hoda goes down. Alexander Liba let play continue as he has for this entire match. I've not seen a single booking so far today. Game has been allowed to flow. Jack Musgrave now. Fabrice Musgrave. McLennan couldn't control it at his feet. Peter Dang now for Razuki. Down the line, 8. Had Sims for company. And we are going to see a free kick here for Eastern Lions. Did have a couple in the first half, and they were able to send it from the dead ball situation into the area. Nothing coming though. Did fire away a lot of shots at goal. Only a handful of those on target though, and Chris Quinnen was tested maybe a couple of times. Deep ball there by Razuki. A from a long way. Didn't get good power on to that shot. Tomanides back to Ziggy Razuki, back to where this play started. On the right peg. Falls safely in the end for Quinnen. Polyak now. Held onto it for a while. Bericevic. The wind that takes that ball out of play. He's done well here. Waits for some numbers to flood their way forward. Razuki, that one almost got away from him and couldn't quite time the ball in the way he wanted to. McLennan with a very wayward ball. It's out for a goal kick. Approaching the hour mark. We're still waiting for our first goal here at Churchill Reserve. Here's Polyak once more. Had Fabrice for company. Fabrice did very, very well to reclaim possession for the Lions. A tried to play it on toward McLennan. Wilkes for Monek. Fabrice collides with Monek, who does go flying. Not worthy of a card. There are no names in the book of Alex Liba after an hour's play here. The free kick for St. Albans to be taken by the man that won it. It's Joseph Monek. Dangerous ball, Keegan Coulter. Stayed behind it in the end. With this win, that ball could deviate any number of ways. And it was awkward coming in. Now McLennan, the bouncing ball, trying to stay in control. Brought down by two defenders. Look back toward Alex Lieber, who said play on. Ball stays in play. Bassett trying to combine with Polyak. Eventually, though, one back by Fabrice. Daniel 8. Onto the right foot. Amounts to nothing in the end. Could be looking at our first substitution coming up soon. It will be a St Albans Saints change. On the subs bench, you got Dominic Fala, Marko Bagaric, Mate Barisic, and Nick Milanovic. Rizuki did well to try and keep it alive. Musgrave, the long ball for Fabrice, who's been busy in this second half. Had the wheels, but not enough to chase the ball down. Ball eludes McLennan once more. Hasn't been allowed any space at all today. Up front, Daniel McLennan. Right now it's with Anthony Polyak at the other side of the pitch. Musgrave. Ball cannons right into the corner flag. Alex Lieber looking over to see if we are ready for our first substitution of the day. Fourth official not raising the ball just yet. Ollie Bassett was brought down by Tormenides, and that will be a free kick for St Albans. And we are going to see the first substitution of the day. Dominic Fala is coming on. He's replacing Stefan Bericevic, which means the 11 now on the pitch for St Albans is the exact same starting 11 we saw in the 0-0 draw against Bentley Greens last week. Dominic Fala enters the fray here as Bassett sends this ball in. Easily collected in the end by Coulter. That's a very, very high ball. Deliri to claim the throw here for Eastern Lions. Musgrave. Central for Tormenides. Daniel A, is he onside here? Didn't matter in the end because Quinnen was there to meet it. Flag did stay down. First Eastern Lions substitution, Daniel A, his day is over. And Cameron Niels is coming on for Eastern Lions. He's been working hard today, Daniel A, but his shift is now over. Cameron Niels in the number 9 shirt now out there for Eastern Lions. As play resumes with the long throw by Musgrave. Niels looking to get involved immediately. Tormenides, this is Fabrice. Little flick up for Tormenides who can't control it. Joey Monek. Fala. Polyak. Here's the fresh legs in Dom Fala. Sent the first time ball forward, but nowhere near Adam Hoda. This is Dang now. Wilkes at the fall. Hoda. Trying to get the little flick on going towards Sims, but Nathan Sim for Eastern Lions clears the ball away. Approaching the halfway mark of this second half here. Who can break the deadlock? The two teams that met in the NPL 2 Grand Final last year. It was a 4-2 win that night to St Albans. Bassett. Polyak. Monek. Hoda. Delirium with the last touch. St Albans trying to find a breakthrough here. It's Desic now. Gets it back from Kandari, then gives back to his skipper. Fala, the new man out there. Ollie Bassett. Polyak. All pinballed around and eventually ejected out. Hoda didn't want to cross. Bassett might. Enters the penalty box now. Does Ollie Bassett. It was kept low. It was really all about nothing in the end. And some applause from the Eastern Lions fans here. You probably see that scoreboard in shot. It's still 0-0. Musgrave gets in the way of the Joseph Monek ball. Konyitz. Fala. Wilkes. Kandari. Now Desic. Fala. Some space on the left side for Monek. Bassett. Ball's just left behind there by Desic. Fabrice gives it back to St Albans. Another ball in. Polyak. Thought maybe there was a option available, but Ziggy Rizuki, the only man now on that right side. Quick ball forward. Quinnen outside of his area. Monek. Fala. Monek can't get past Fabrice. One ball for Kandari. Here's Bassett now. Deliri wins it back for Eastern Lions after the ball came straight to him. Here's a chance though for St Albans. Fala now. They've built that wall nicely. The Eastern Lions back four. Ball comes in now. Polyak with the header. But Keegan Coulter, who has been good today, equal once more to the task. The long ball forward. Conyet first to meet it in the air. St Albans throw. Fella. Kandari trying to make use of a little bit of space here. Further wide for Sims. Ziggy Rizuki. Seems to be playing in a little more of a defensive sort of role in this second half, the Eastern Lions captain. Almost as a true left back, as we see another substitution being readied by St Albans. It won't occur just yet. It'll be St Albans' second substitution. Play continues for the moment. Monek now. Polyak. Some body on body between Fella and the other new man on the pitch in Cameron Niels. Deng in battle here against Hoda. It's going to be an Eastern Lions free kick and some afters here. Peter Deng might get a talking to from Alex Lieber. Deng is going to have a chat with the referee here, as is Adam Hoda. Haven't seen any yellow cards in this game at all. That still remains the case. The second substitution for St Albans. Matej Berisic is coming on for Adam Hoda. Has a goal to his name this season, this Matej Berisic. And he's the new man out there for St Albans. Out for a goal kick. It's a cold, windy day here in St Albans. Temperature at kickoff 17, down to 16 now. Wind has just died off a little bit though. Of course, as I say that, it starts to pick up again here in our commentary area. Wilkes had some space on McLennan. Ball stays in play. A little deft touch by Deluri. Tried to connect with Rizuki. It didn't work out that way though. Rizuki now coming in to help. It was in tight quarters for a little while there. Eventually it does come out. Here's the new man, Berisic. Bassett. Polyak now. Maybe a chance here for St Albans to strike, but Polyak's ball, it's not enough on it, but he does go win it back. Well done by Anthony Polyak. Here he is again. Can he fire a shot away perhaps? Instead runs it toward the byline. And will settle for the corner. So this corner will have the wind behind it, which will make things a little easier for Joey Monek. Almost a half hour played in this second half. Still waiting for the breakthrough. Monek's ball, the header. It stays out of the net somehow. And it's out for a goal kick. Maybe the best chance of the day for St Albans goes begging. Fabrice for Eastern Lions. That one lands in the crowd. course, without speculating too much, we wonder for how much longer we'll be able to have crowds in NPL Victoria in coming weeks. Hopefully things stay as per normal. But there is a lot of uncertainty right now, not only for the NPL, of course, but for all sport all around the world. But while we're here, we'll enjoy the contest that we have in front of us. It's Jack Musgrave. It's ping-ponging up in the air here. Dangerous situation for Wilkes. Fella just had to fire it away in the end, and we've got another throw deep in the attacking third here for Eastern Lions. Musgrave with the long ball in. And we've got a corner with Ziggy Rizuki going into the long grass to retrieve the ball into the rough. And we'll see what the Eastern Lions can do with this corner here. Did have a couple in the first half. Of course, ended the first half with the Lions' share of possession. Eastern Lions, that's been handed back over to St Albans since the second half got underway. Ziggy Rizuki's ball in, just a little shallow, gets a second crack at it. That was a neat ball going up for the attempted header. Cam Niels couldn't connect. It's out for a goal kick. And still we're at a deadlock, at a stalemate at Churchill Reserve. The first of 4 games today in NPL Victoria. Dang. Berisic got into a better position, won it back. Bassett for Polyak now. Anthony Polyak stays on top of it. Monek. Bassett dispossessed. McLennan trying to reassert himself into the contest, but couldn't get past Gandari. He in turn can't get past Losty. Eastern Lions will work it out in the end. The first touch by Niels. Fabrice collides with Bassett. St Albans ball once more. This is David Sims. Only Bassett, who's been very busy in this second half. Fella, it's given up though. Deliri. For Niels. It stays with Niels. Maybe a chance here for Eastern Lions. Deliri can't get boots a ball. Had a chance to get the tap in. To St Albans ball now. Another chance goes begging, this time for Eastern Lions. There is a feeling that this is not going to end at 0-0. There's a breakthrough somewhere out there. Another sub being ready for both teams. Still 1 to come for St Albans and 2 for Eastern Lions. Fabrice concedes possession. Now Polyak. There's a bit more urgency out there now. Polyak. Desic. You can get that sense from the crowd as they look to go on the attack here, St Albans. Bassett. Fella. It stays with Fella. 3 red shirts around him. Ziggy Rizuki, one of them. Deliri looking to counter. Some space here for McLennan. McLennan immediately fired away. His crossing ball blocked by Sims. Back with McLennan now. Some help coming in for Sims. That was via Kandari. It's a goal kick. So we're going to see a double substitution here. 1 for each side. And it's allowed now. So a couple of changes. Nick Milanovic is coming on for St Albans. Kandari is coming off, and for Eastern Lions, Deluri is off. And we are looking to confirm the man coming on. It's Dan Guthicol. So Dan Guthicol, the new man out there for the Eastern Lions. Scored the first goal of the grand final in NPL 2 last year. Game that was eventually won by St Albans. Right now it's Poliak on the right side. He's switched over. Doing battle with Dang. Perhaps some miscommunication, perhaps a bit of frustration. It seemed to be directed at the referee, Alex Liba, who has let this game play fairly fluently today. Bassett trying to keep this ball alive, which he did not, according to the referee's assistant. Cam Niels goes down. Coming away with it is Monek now for St Albans, but again, they just built that wall so sternly. The defensive setup of Eastern Lions making life very difficult today for the Saints. Rizuki had some space on the left side. Fires the ball in. Guthicol unable to control it. And it falls well over the top of the crossbar in the end as things starting to get a little dark here at Churchill Reserve. No rain on the radar, but some very dark clouds are hovering now over Churchill Reserve. Wind has settled down a little bit as well. It's been a very windy day, blowing across the pitch towards this broadcast side. Fella, there was no one central, except of course Peter Deng, but he was wearing the wrong colours. McLennan, can he combine with either Niels or Guthicol here? Does win his side a corner. Seven minutes remaining before we do reach the 90. Ziggy Rizuki with the corner kick here. Some tall timber available as targets. Losty at the back now. We're going to get another corner conceded by Poliak. So we'll go again. Eastern Lions are pointless in this season. 4 games, 0 points. Since they've entered the top flight of Victorian football. If things stay as they are, they will finally score a point this season, but what they would dearly love is to score a goal. They've only scored 2 so far. St Albans, of course, they're trying to score their 3rd win of the season as well. They're undefeated, 2 wins, 2 draws. A game that could prove to be vital in the campaigns of both these teams. A free kick here for St Albans. Quickly taken. Rizuki got in the way, a ball that was intended for Poliak. Cam Niels goes down, a little too easily perhaps. Tormenides had Fowler to deal with. It's Rizuki now. Long range shot. McLennan does force a save toward the near post. Diving effort by Quinnen. Has had his moments today as Chris Quinnen, but he's done well to maintain his clean sheet. A St Albans throw. Poliak unable to control it. Wilkes against Gathercole. Losty. McLennan. Gathercole couldn't get there. That's going to fall Poliak's way. Tried to quickly turn and go and help out Barisic. St Albans throw. It's going to be a tense finish here. As things stand, we're not expecting much added time after the 90 has expired. I'd be surprised if we do get any more than 2 minutes at this stage. We'll see how these next 4 minutes or so pan out though. It's with Barisic. Well blocked by McLennan. Who then lets Joey Monek know about it, and not sure the St Albans players there are too happy with that treatment. Wasn't Monek though, he's a lot further down the pitch, so it was either Poliak or another player that he tangled up with. Perhaps Mate Barisic, but all that matters is a goal kick now for Eastern Lions. Three minutes to go in regulation. This falls Gathercole's way. Can he fire a shot away? Keeps it low. Falling on top of it, Chris Quinnen once more. He's had a good day in goal, the St Albans stopper. Milanovic goes down. The first booking of the day is Ryan Lusty. Free kick for St Albans. Milanovic going down, and now a free kick to be taken by Joseph Monek. So two teams who played in some high-scoring games in NPL 2 last year. Now in the top flight, we've got a scoreless contest with almost 90 minutes played at Churchill Reserve. Whenever these two meet, you are going to get a good entertaining contest, and that has happened again here at Churchill Reserve today. We're going to see a corner for St Albans. You can feel the crowd lifting here. Some Eastern Lions supporters who are watching intently as well. They'll have a point to their name if it does stay like this. Bassett's ball in. Fabrice waiting at the near post. It's going to be a throw for St Albans. A little more than a minute to play before we reach 90. Deflected ball. Milanovic has done well here. Gets brought down just outside the area, and a big set piece opportunity coming up for St Albans. Giving away the foul, Yanni Tominidis. Now here's a moment for St Albans. It'll take a while to set this set piece up. We are going to find out shortly how many minutes of added time we're going to have here. It's Anthony Poliak and Ollie Bassett, the two men that are on top of the ball here. The wall's being set up. A five-man wall with Nathan Sim just off to the side as well. The free kick to be taken by Oliver Bassett. 3 minutes of added time. Bassett's ball is wasted. High over the crossbar. And for all that build-up, a very disappointing result. 3 minutes now of stoppage time to come. Sims conceding possession back to the Eastern Lions. Deng to take the throw. Wilkes. Rizuki, awkward bouncing ball to deal with. Milanovic. Ollie Bassett. Still full of running now is Monek. Joey Monek. Go Joey, they say here in the crowd. Niels did eventually get back and send the ball out of play just to hold things up a little bit. The first minute of the 3 additional minutes has expired. Here's the corner for Ollie Bassett. Poliak went up for the header. Ball's headed away. Still a chance for Wilkes. Still no goal. Milanovic sends another ball in. Eventually, Keegan Coulter got back to his spot. We're still scoreless at Churchill Reserve. Another ball intended for Poliak. Offside flag goes up. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the first offside flag we've seen all day. Very rarely have we seen the flag go up today at all. There is a minute remaining. "60 seconds for someone to win it." Niels with a little back heel pass was effective, but Fabrice couldn't find the target with the cross. Another chance now maybe for St Albans, although Ziggy Rizuki's done well to win back for Eastern Lions. Can they salvage the point here? McLennan. Rizuki's going to come in and take the throw. We're down to the last 20 seconds. And perhaps St Albans are going to run out of time, but maybe one last chance for Eastern Lions. This may well be the final action of this game. They're looking at back-to-back, nil all draws are St Albans. Bassett, maybe there is one last chance for the men in blue. The ball was too heavy for Poliak though. Collected by Keegan Coulter. It's up in the air and it is a second successive nil all draw for St Albans. For the Eastern Lions, they finally have a point. 4 losses and now a draw. For St Albans, 2 wins and 3 draws and 9 points. It was a good game in the end. We didn't see a goal, but it does end 0-0 at Churchill Reserve between St Albans and Eastern Lions.